outrageous, so contagious, make you crave it. Jazzy made it. So retarded, top charted, ever since the day I started. Still smoking these federal woods. Right out this house, left the weed lighter too.
Anyways. What's good, shorties? It's your girl Jasmine Corley, and it's been a minute. It has. It's been a minute. I just wanted to, first off, actually, I wanted to let you guys know that that tattoo that I had on my arm in that picture is actually not real. Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed because it's not on my arm anymore. It was a fake tattoo. I had got it from Inkbox, actually. Shout out to Inkbox. It's not hashtag sponsored, but it's okay. Their tattoos are actually really, really cool. I have some footage that I will put at the end of this video. I actually pranked a lot of my family members with this tattoo, and I recorded some of the footage. And if you guys look at the comments under the picture that I have on my Instagram with the tattoo showing very visibly, a lot of my family members are under the picture like, hold on, sis. Where'd this come from? Yeah, so this video is actually a story time type thing. No, it's going to be about how I failed my written test, my written driver's test twice. I'm actually scheduled to go back to the DMV and take my test again July 25th. It is now June 6th. Listen, I studied for about 2 months and I failed my test twice. So they let you take it 3 times in one sitting, and if you fail the 3 times, you have to pay to take your test too. So if you fail, you have to go through the whole process of waiting in line whether you have an appointment or not, and then you have to wait for your number to be called. You have to fill out this paperwork, then you have to pay for it. It's a process. And then you have to wait in line for an available computer to take your test. And if it's written, you have to go find an area to go write your test. And it's too much. It's too much. It's a long process, is basically what I'm saying. So I failed my test twice. So we're going to start from the beginning of my day and how just irritating it was going through all of the things that I went through to go take the test and fail twice. Let's get started, shall we? So basically, let's see, I woke up that day. I don't remember what day it was particularly, but it was a very weird day. I think I didn't go to school that day. I am in college, so I didn't have to go to school. But, you should go to class. But I didn't go to class that day because, I went to go take my written test. Why would I go to class? So if you go to the DMV, what I didn't understand, what my mom had actually told me to do, and I didn't listen because I'm Jasmine and I don't do that, was to go to the DMV early at like 6, 7, 8, one of those times. One of those early times. I think I went 10:30, 11, because you know what, I had to wake up, I had to get up, I had to get dressed, I had to get prepared for this. On the way there, I remember studying, I think I woke up late. Like, I was like, well, I'm gonna wake up at 9 and then or I'm gonna wake up at 8 or something, and it just didn't work out. But on the way there, I remember studying. I caught an Uber. I think my Uber's name was Max. I remember that. He was real cool. He had, he was playing the slappers. He was playing the slaps. He was playing a little bit of the Yonsei. I think it's because I got in the car and he was just like, I'm gonna play some Beyonce. I was studying. Yeah, I was studying on my phone. I have an app on my phone, and it is called, I still have the app because I'm gonna go take it again. It's called the Driver's Ed app. It's called driversed.com, and it's cute because I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but it's, I almost dropped my phone. And I have the app. Oh, it's me. I'm gonna screenshot it. And the app is called Driver's Ed. Yes, I have the Wish app. There's some good things on there. It's called Driver's Ed, and this is what it looks like. It's a pretty cool app, you could take beginner, intermediate, all of that tests. And that's pretty cool because, it ranges. Yeah, I'm on my app. I'm over here like, ooh, girl, I'm finna pass this test. I said I got all the answers. I got all the answers. But check me out though. So when I get to the DMV, the line outside the DMV, I've never been, the only time I've been inside the DMV was to do my was to take my picture for my California ID. And I really didn't wait in line for that, because it's like, you don't really have to wait in line. That's not what some people are waiting in line for. Like, or I don't know, maybe it was just a slow day, but we really was just in and out of there. Like, I just had to fill out something and then went to take my picture, and then maybe a week or two later it was in the mail. But yeah, the line outside of the DMV, like, I've never been to the DMV before taking that picture for my ID, but even that was so quick that I was like, yo, this line outside the DMV, I'm not here for it. That was the longest line I've ever seen in my life. You know what? No, because BeautyCon lines and all the lines for stuff like that Complex Con, the Nike Air, that line was so long. Like, but this line outside the DMV, it's like the building, and the line was like around, like down the street. I'm gonna take a picture of the DMV one day and just be like, if you watch this video, you know what I'm talking about. Like, this line is crazy. Yeah, there's a line, and I was like, yo, I don't want to wait in this line. Like, I called my mom. I'm so dependent. I called my mom. I was like, hey, look, this line is long. I said, I don't want to wait in this line. She said, Jasmine, well, how else are you going to take your test? Like, you have to, she was like, just walk in there. Like, you look helpless. Like, just walk. That's what she told me. She was like, you look like a helpless little girl. Like, they're not going to care. Just walk in there. You're clueless. Just go. You've never been there before. Just go. I have been there before. I don't know why I keep saying that. She like, just walk in there. I said, girl, you see how many angry people is already waiting in this line? They not going to be angry at me. I'm like, I'm not going to just walk in there. Like, I was so nervous. Like, I was like, I don't want to cut all of these people and get in this line. Like, what if they look at me like, who is this little girl walking inside the line? Like, who is she? Who she thinks she is? Stuff like that. So I didn't do it. But there's this lady who I guess worked at the DMV and was passing out like paperwork, like for people to start filling out while they waited in line. And I went up to her. She was so like mean, but I know she was doing her job. Like, she had to have been talking to so many different people that it kind of irritated her. So me just walking up to her probably just was like, no, like, who do you think you are? Like, that's how I was like, so I walked up to her and I was like, excuse me, like, I don't know where I'm going. She was like, that's how she stopped me. She was like, you see all these people in line, you need to go wait in line with everybody else. If you're not in line, I'm not gonna help you. I said, I just looked like this. I was like, okay. So I called my mom again and I was like, so I was talking to this lady and she was like, she passing out stuff, you know, and she told me she wasn't gonna help me unless I stayed in line, so I guess I'm gonna have to stay in this line. And my mom was like, girl, if you don't walk in there, like, and I was like, hey sis, I'm not walking in there. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and you know, I shouldn't have been as scary as I was, but you know, me being me, I'm very scary. I'm not as confident in that area of, yeah, like, I'm on the dance floor. Like, it's not my area of expertise. Like, cut people in line, I don't do that. Who does that? I don't do that unless I know somebody in the line. And I'm like, sis, let me get in line with you. Yes. So where was I at? So I'm standing in the line, right? Like, my mom keeps calling me. She's like, you good? Like, you should have just cut everybody in the line, but you good? Like, are you still waiting? How far are you from the door? Like, I was so far from the door. Like, the door was over here, I'm all the way over there. Like, the door was here, I'm that way. Like, that way. So I'm standing next to this man, like, and then behind me is like some like this like Asian woman and her kids, like, and then like sooner or later the kids left. Like, They dad came and got him, I guess. But this white man in front of me, it was this white man. And he was one of them like white men that was like down, like, you know, like them white men that just be like Jordans and you know the hoodies and the basketball shorts. He was like cool, like, but he wasn't, you know, I ain't know him, so I ain't want to talk to him tight, you know. So he talking to me, like, he just talking to me. He like, my mom was like, because she called me, this what happened, this what made him want to talk to me after that. Because I stood in the line next to him and I got out of line, and then I came back. He was like, you stand right here. I said thank you, because he was holding my spot for me and I didn't ask him to do that. And you know, he was real cool after that. My mom called me and I had her on FaceTime, so everybody, you know, everybody could hear her. I didn't have my earphones in, and she was like, where's the appointment line? Like, go find people, because I had made an appointment, and I was wondering, I was wondering, how do I get inside if I have an appointment? Like, if I made an appointment, shouldn't I follow through on that appointment? Because I came there like, maybe I got there like 30 minutes after my appointment, but I still had an appointment, you did. So I was just trying to see where my appointment stuff was. Like, how do I get in there if I had an appointment? And then the guy in front of me was like, oh, they canceled all appointments. I said, well, who did that? I said, whose genius idea was it to cancel the appointments? Because now look at the line. Like, it's a long line. So I waited, and I'm like, so there's no appointment lines. Like, okay, great. So I'm sitting in this line, like, and I'm really waiting. I'm waiting. It's been like 2 hours, and I'm waiting in this line. Like, all I want to do is take my written test and fail twice. Like, so all I want to do is just take this written test. So I'm waiting in line. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm like, the door is here now, and I'm over here. Like, I'm behind maybe like 25 people. Like, and the door is here, and I'm here. So I'm just like, okay, I'm getting closer. Like, eventually I'm going to get in here, right? But then I get a DM from our like project level group chat, and we're like, we have to be somewhere at 3:45. It's like 2 o'clock. Like, it's like 1 or 2. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, bruh. Like, so eventually I'm going to have to get out of this line and go to project level, because I have to go do something at project level. Project level is like down the street though. So it's cool. Like, it's just be like, but I have to be there at 3. Like, so I had like an hour left in this line, basically what I'm saying, because they let people in one at a time. Like, there's a security guard standing there, and he's like, okay, you're next. You're next. You're next. Like, time was of the essence at this point. Like, I'm losing my time right now. So I'm standing there, and this lady, she's just like, she gets up, she goes inside. Like, it's not her turn or anything. Like, she's not waiting in the single file line, so she goes inside. And I think her dad was standing maybe 5 people in front of me, and I still had this white man in front of me. Even, you know what, I forgot to tell you, he actually left, went to the store, had like a smoke, he went to smoke some weed or something, came back, and he had a water bottle for me. I didn't drink the water bottle personally, because I didn't know the man. I put it in my backpack. I said, thank you, I'm gonna put it in my, I'm not thirsty right now, so I put it in my backpack. I don't know what happened to that water bottle, but I never drank it. Appreciate him though. That was nice of him to do that. Maybe he never opened it. Maybe he didn't put nothing in it, but I didn't know the man, so I was gonna drink the water. That's just not me. Yeah. So yeah, we're waiting in line. The lady goes inside and she comes back outside. She's like, come on. She tells her dad, she says, come on. They are taking appointments. And I say, oh. I look at the white man in front of me. I'm like, so they are taking an appointment. He's like, oh, I guess so. I don't know. I got out of line and I walked inside and seen this other security guard here. I said, hi. I said, are you guys taking appointments? Like, I just want to take my written test. Like, I had an appointment. And he said, oh, you did? He was like, okay, go to line, like, I think it was like EB or something, like, or E1. So I walked to the line. And it's empty. It's this lady standing here. I said, hi, I had an appointment and I want to take my written test. And she's like, okay, sweetheart. Like, this black lady, she cool. She's like, all right, sweetheart. She's like, she gave me this paper. She's like, I need you to fill all of this out and then come back when you're done. So I go fill it out. It takes me about 10 minutes to fill it out. I didn't want to be confused. I read everything twice. So I go back to the lady, and now she has like a short line in front of her, so I have to wait in that line too. It was maybe like 5 people, but each of those 5 people had like a whole conversation with her, so that took about 20 minutes. So I sit there and I'm waiting, and I finally get to her. She's like, okay, take this number, wait for your number to be called. I wait about 20 more minutes and wait for my number to be called. My number is finally called, and I have to go to this other side of the building to this other man at his desk. This white man, he's cool. He was cool too. I sat down at his desk, and he was like, okay, so you want to take your written test? He goes over everything, and then I eventually have to sign something, and then I eventually pay to take my written test. Now, I have to go and take a picture. I think the picture it went on top of my file, like the paperwork he gave me. And then I had to go wait in a line to take my written test. Like, I had to go wait in that line, and then the guy who was giving out the written test, he was like, I seen you outside. Like, he said, I seen you in a long line. Did you have an appointment? I said, yeah, I did have an appointment. He was like, oh, next time make sure you wait in the appointment line on the other side of the building. I said, so there's an appointment line. Like, why is there not a sign for that? Like, there's an appointment line on the other side of the building. I could have been waiting, and the appointment line was so short, guys. Like, because people had appointments for different things. Like, all I wanted to do was take my written test. Like, there was an appointment line for that, and I was so mad. Like, because I failed my driver's test twice. Like, I failed it twice, and then there was an appointment line. I waited in a long line for about 3 hours, and there was an appointment line that would have took at least 15, 20, 30 minutes. But I was like, oh, okay, I think I'll do that next time. You know, if there is a next time, which there is. But, you know, if there is a next time, I say. So, he's like, all right, well, give me your work. He looked at it, and he was like, all right, you take your written test. You can go to this computer over there. I had to put my thumbprint on the scanner thing, and if it unlocked, then the computer would open, and then I could take my test. But if the fingerprint didn't work, I would have to take the written test. So my fingerprint did work, and I was able to, you know, do it on the computer. Thing about the computer is, I thought it would tell, everybody told me that it would tell you which questions you got wrong and why you got them wrong. That did not happen. Every question I got wrong, I don't think I knew which questions I got wrong. I just was answering the questions, and then I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting GOD. I thought I got all the questions right. I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, it's not telling me I'm getting it wrong. Like, I'm just going through it. Like, I'm thinking I got the right answers. For most of them, I feel like I did have the right answers, but you have a cap on how many you can get wrong. It's like 5 or 4 questions, and you can't get that many wrong. And if you get that many wrong, you failed automatically. But they let you go through the whole test, and you're like, you failed, come back. Like, so I went through each of the things. When I finally finished, it's like, you failed, you have to come back and take the test again. So I go up to the guy, I'm like, all right, I failed. He was like, you failed? I was like, yeah, I failed. He just looked at me. I was like, yeah, I failed. So he was like, all right, come back 15 minutes, you can take the test again. I said, for sure. Chloe was waiting for me outside. So I go to Chloe's car, and I'm like, yo, I failed. She's like, bruh, okay, so we studying real fast. We going through it again. I'm like, bruh, it's some questions on there I didn't even know about. Like, I took like 17,000 different tests, and there's questions on this test that I didn't know about. So I'm like, bruh. So I'm going through again. I'm like, okay. I don't remember which questions I got wrong because I don't know which ones I got wrong. So I got to just hope for the best. I go in there 15 minutes later, take my test, and I failed again. I was like, I was like, yeah, I failed again. He was like, all right, you got one more today. You paid for it, so you got one more today. You fail again, then you have to come back, you know, like in another, I think in like 6 weeks you have to come back. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not gonna take that chance. Like, I said, I'm gonna just come back another day. He said, okay, but you're gonna have to go through this whole process again. I said, that's fine. Like, I don't want to come back 6 weeks later. So this was about 6 weeks ago, actually. So at that time, at this point in time, it really didn't matter if I would have took it a third time or not. But yeah, so I failed my test twice. I feel dumb. But I am going to go take it again July 25th at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I am going to study and study and study for that. I'm actually going to vlog it so you guys can see everything I am talking about to a T. I'm going to show you the line, and I'm not going to wait in it. I'm going to go wait in the appointment line, and I'm going to go through the whole process and take my test again, and hopefully I pass. But I have been studying. I actually signed up for the test yesterday. So yeah, been real busy up until then, but hopefully July 25th isn't a busy day. So hopefully I can go take that test at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you guys for watching my video so much. You guys are the best. You guys are my shorties. I have been gone for a minute, but I think I'm going to come back and I'm going to start doing story time a lot more because I go through a lot of weird stuff in my life I feel like I should talk about. And if you guys want to see another story time, and I'm thinking I'm going to be talking about my first kiss, which is something that I haven't really told a lot of people about. But my first kiss happened when I was 18. If you guys want to hear more about the story, and I might even name drop. No, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go very into detail about the person and about how it was and everything. I'm not really gonna say the person's name because we're friends or whatever. But it's not that serious. But yeah. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys comment on this video saying that you want to see the story time about my first kiss. And hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification button so you never miss a video, never miss a story time, tutorial, whatever else I feel like I want to do. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Side note, if you are a dancer in the Bay Area, we are having a mini next big thing. So if you're a dancer and you want to showcase your talent and you want to be the best dancer in the Bay and you want to win some cash money, check my Instagram because it just dropped. Flyer just dropped. I'll be posting it today. So don't know when this video will be posted, but you know it'll be posted before that. So make sure you guys submit for that if you live in the Bay Area and you're a dancer and you want to be like, I'm the best dancer in the Bay. What's up? Like that.